It's Week 12 of the National Football League.
And coming up, we'll see the electric Jaden Daniels. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Commanders
and the Vikings on Sunday night.
While the sun is set, there's still plenty of light in the stadium for this prime-time contest. We've waited all day for this one, haven't we, Brock? It's time for the NFL on EA Sports. Alongside Brock Heward in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, we usually at this point talk about a quarterback, talk about a game-breaking running back, a home run hitter when it comes to wideouts. Oh, no. Today, before this one, we're talking about a couple of tight ends.
And what a great game it is, Kate, to spotlight that position because we have two of the league's best. And when you go back and you watch the tape after the fact, when the ground game's running wild, it's usually these tight ends making blocks. When the passing game is getting it done, well, they play a role in the air as well. They don't get the headlines like you talked about, but these guys, man, they are cornerstones of their offense.
Weather's starting to get a bit colder, but playoff hopes burning bright as ever for most of our teams as we get underway here in Week 12. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. And in his 8th season as a QB, he's the one to lead them out.
And all those touchdowns he had last week, Kate, he traded every... for a victory. It's team over individual for him. So even though he himself is coming off the exact type of showing you want, that kind of efficiency usually wins you games, he's not happy about it. And he will be focused on rectifying those things.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Mitchell gets it from the gun. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. Running right with Herbert. And he's brought down for a loss.
These defensive ends today are so good, Kate, with their hands, and it's often right off the jump. If you can win with your hands, if you can create space, you can get a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
That's caught for the first. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Running out of the gun with Mitchell. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring. A guy's hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
This is ahead for about 5. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle. And now we'll have to take a moment for an injured player, and it's a significant one. Tight end T.J. Hawkinson in some pain after the play. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Now he'll throw off the play fake. He's got a man left. And they take him down right along the 30. That's good for 7 yards. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. Mitchell up the middle. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Again, this is Mitchell. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. Here's Darnold to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. He gets 6 on that play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down. Mitchell takes it straight ahead. And they make the stop, but a lot closer to the end zone now. He got it to the 11. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Here's Mitchell again. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
The give now to Mitchell. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Gain of about 4, and that brings up 4th and 2.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out. A 27-yard look here. Smith able to put it through. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
McCole Hardman now on the return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. So now the Commanders will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken 2nd in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
And he wasn't content at any point of last week's game. As he led them to a win, he kept pushing higher and higher. 300 yards, 350, 400, and he was still thriving, driving the ball downfield as the game ended with a good bit over 400 yards. With his mindset, well, that's the minimum bar for him to attack this week.
They've got first down from the 31. One of the tight ends in motion left. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. A look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Daniels now. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. It brings up third down.
Brings up third down and 8 yards to go.
They send the tight end in motion. Daniels throwing on third. He has the first over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 44. It's a pickup of 11. And the Commanders will have a first.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Man in motion here. 1st and 10, a run to Robinson. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
He'll get this one to Brown. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. Markers reset, ball at the 37.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Daniels on 1st down. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Harrison Smith in on the stop. 2nd down now, 7 to go.
At the 33-yard line.
Again, Daniels to the air. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Working across the... for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on.
As a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down? You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Return starts at the 3. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at this Vikings offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Play action on 1st down. He fires one deep down into a crowd, and the defender comes up with it. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Commanders are hauled down on the return at the 45-yard line. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Robinson on the inside give. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Here's Daniels. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Okay, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
Touchdown, Washington! The Commanders parlay the interception into points. Offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
On is Chad Ryland for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders break that tie and now lead by 7. The Commanders kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. And this drive, Brock, hopefully longer than that last one. They were only out there 1 play before they were picked off.
They're kind of a good chance right now to see how risk-averse these guys are offensively. A lot of game left. They could give the passing game a little breather and start this one on the ground.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Now after the play, we've got somebody shaken up, and as we pause, we see that's Elijah Mitchell, who's in need of some assistance. Second and 12 behind the sticks. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Trying to throw here out of the gun. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And the Commanders will go on offense. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Looking right, and he finds him. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
At the 47-yard line.
Here's Robinson up the middle. And this one doesn't go far. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 2.
Out of the gun, Daniels. He gets this one to McLaurin. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. That one gains 7. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. It's a 10-3 ball game. We'll return to Landover right after this. Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They start out 2nd and 10. Daniels from the pistol. Has him on the quick hitter. And that will not be enough for a first down.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Completes this one to Kraft. And they get this down to the 28. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Commanders will have a first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. Finds his man. It's Kraft. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He's on the move. He can run it. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Daniels. And they will score. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders take a 13-point lead. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position could be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
Ryland tacks on the extra point. And the Commanders double their lead to 14. The Commanders kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now the Minnesota offense trotting out. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Mitchell. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
Handoff here to Mitchell. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle. And for the Commanders, a 5th defensive back out there. They're going nickel on 3rd down. Takes the handoff, now to throw. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. The Vikings getting their punt team out. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And he's been one of the best at leading an offense this season. As you can see, he's at 2nd in the NFL right now in touchdown passes. This is Robinson. He'll cobble together a yard there. That's Harrison Phillips there for the stop. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. He'll get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. To throw, Daniels. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, they call the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Daniels back to throw. Brought in right side. And he's out of bounds after getting this one to the opposing 45-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's able to get this down to the 36. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Now we're on with Robinson. Pushing for the red zone. And he's finally stopped right at the start of that red zone. Down at the 20. 16 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first. An option give to Robinson. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
He's got it at the 6. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Daniels now. Escapes the pocket. And he will score. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down. Didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, brought the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind. But you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Here's a return from the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Vikings now set to take the field. They're down 21 now after that last score and in need of a comeback as we work through this game. Here's Mitchell. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. This is Mitchell. And he gets him around 6 there. It was Mike Sanders still on that stop. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. From the 48. Catch is made by Elijah Mitchell. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down. Motion man right is Jefferson. Mitchell on the carry. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Marshawn Lattimore up from the secondary for the stop. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. On the handoff, here's Mitchell. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. And Luvu there for the tackle. Commanders with an extra DB out there to defend this 3rd down. To throw, here's Darnold. He's got him, that's Addison. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Complete to number 3, Jordan Addison. A gain of 9 yards. 1st down, Vikings.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now from the nation's capital. The Vikings at a disadvantage on the scoreboard. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. This finds Mitchell complete. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. 2nd and 3 now. Throwing here, Darnold. Completed over the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down. Throwing from the gun here. He completes it in traffic. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's Darnold. He's got it.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings chop some of the lead off before the half. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate. You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
That one right down the middle. And the Vikings get it back to a 14-point game. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Commanders are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. On 1st down, here's Daniels. This one taken in by Kraft. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. 2nd and 6 coming up here. He's back to throw. Able to get it to Moore. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. It's halftime from near the nation's capital. The Commanders pulling in front after 2. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and the old quarterback momentarily. But first, let's give everyone a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where it was the Patriots who were able to come away with the victory. Drake May, strong in the victory, as it pushes his guys back above the 500 mark on the year. From there, we'll head to Cincinnati to check on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Joe Burrow leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Carolina Panthers. Tua Tagovailoa leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. We were treated to a fine performance in the first half from the Heisman Trophy winner, Jaden Daniels. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, as his guys have the lead at halftime. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
That's going to be taken in at the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Commanders headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as he continues lighting up the stat sheets this season, we can see he's still chasing one man for the NFL lead in passing yardage. From the gun, it's Robinson. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. A run here with Robinson. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 22-yard line.
Out of the gun, Daniels. He puts some power on a deep one left. He's got it deep downfield. He makes it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders grow the lead coming out of halftime. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. And with that score, he's reached a benchmark he's long had his eye on. 30 touchdowns in one season. And he's going to come away pleased with how well he has played to put up that kind of number this year. Ryland now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders stretch their lead to 21. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Vikings and Justin Jefferson ready to go to work again offensively. They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We've got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3. Mitchell up the middle. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Now Darnold. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one and brings up 3rd down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
The ability to track the ball. Right, ball skills isn't just knocking it away. That's a beautiful job there, Kate. The ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it'll be their football. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Finds his man. It's Kraft. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. 35 on the pickup. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
That's into the hands of Moore. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st. From the red zone now. This throw is caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Touchdown, Washington! Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
Ryland able to connect on the point after. And And the Commanders grow their lead yet again. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Vikings headed out. Elijah Mitchell headed out with them. This has become must-score territory now every time out as they trail by a full 4 possessions in this second half. Throwing now from the gun. Locates Jefferson along the sideline, complete. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Throwing now off play action. He's dropping deep on this snap. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Mitchell takes it straight ahead. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down. Darnold looking to throw. Juke the defender. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down. The give now to Mitchell. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From the 45 on 2nd down. That's going to be caught by Mitchell. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
You know, Kate, it is so hard on these defenses to try to keep an eye and monitor on these running backs when they leave the backfield, especially if he's waiting to chip a defender or delays in the start of his route. He's really an underrated part of their overall passing game.
He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Out comes the Commander offense for another series. Well, Brock, their passing game has been the highlight for them offensively so far. 3 touchdowns and a whole lot of good plays beyond that.
And, Ken, I think what we've seen is an offense who's reading the same book as the defense, just a few chapters ahead. Each time the defense tries to make an adjustment, the offense has a counter ready to go. Lesser passing games would have had some serious trouble trying to keep up with this pace.
From the gun, a give to Brown. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Daniels on 1st down. He's on the move. He's going to keep it this time. And he's down after getting this up to the 41.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
On 2nd down, Robinson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They've got a man in motion. Straight ahead, it's Brown. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there. That leaves them with 3rd down and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
To throw, Daniels. Complete, it's McLaurin. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. He gets 6 on that play. And the Commanders will have a first. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, around to Robinson. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Tackled there by Jordan Lewis. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. From the 37. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more, or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Throwing now, Daniels. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And this one does not go far.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they didn't even need those points when you look at how impressive that lead is.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Vikings and this running back headed back out for a new series. They get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Running out of the gun with Mitchell. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Again, this is Mitchell. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Give that tackle to Johnny Newton. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. Here's Mitchell again. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. It's a gain of 4 there. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down. That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. The Vikings have it to start the 4th, and given that score, they're going to need points every time out from here on. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Darnold. Able to find Hawkinson. And he'll get it up to the 44. And now we'll have to take a moment for an injured player, and it's a significant one. Tight end T.J. Hawkinson in some pain after the play. 2nd and 3 now. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. No place to go, so he just threw it away. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Darnold now to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
And he's tackled for a short gain. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on down.
You know, Kate, it's almost like the defense was in the offensive huddle before the play. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run. And the reward is they get off the field.
The home teams and Terry McLaurin ready for another look on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, Brock, and working to stretch that out to 4. Robinson on the inside give. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. It could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Looking right, and he finds him. And he gets this forward to the 19.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard at the 19-yard line.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Oh, looks like the defense got a little too excited there. That's going to be a penalty.
Encroachment defense.
So keep that 2nd and short play in your back pocket. So the penalty goes ahead and gives them the first.
Automatic first down.
They'll have a new set of downs following that defensive penalty. Oh, they're going to run the option to the short side. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
A split second, all to get the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst search forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they can finally drag him down.
And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and they'll have 2nd and goal.
At the 2-yard line.
Once more, it's Robinson. And he's brought down for a loss. Tackle made by the rookie from Wisconsin.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
He gets it out left, and it's caught. And that's a Washington touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Ryland now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders continue piling on to this lead. The Commanders kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. The Vikings taking the field on offense. And you and I both know, Brock, they, like so many teams in this league, fans of establishing the run to begin a football game. Well, I'm looking at my watch, I'm looking up at the scoreboard. We're sometime into this one now, and they still haven't been able to establish it against this defense.
Yeah, kind of like when we walk into a defensive meeting room and sit with the D coordinator, and what is his #1 premise each and every week? Stop the run. Stop the run.
Yep.
Because you know if you create that kind of imbalance and you take away the run, you have a chance of playing pretty good defense like they've done.
2nd and 3 now. From the 36. Pass is caught by Addison. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Jefferson brings it in on the slant. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. 2nd and 3 now. From the 48. That's Jefferson. He's got it. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. Still sticking with the passing game. He completes it in traffic. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Mitchell gets it from the gun. Broke through the tackle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Fakes the handoff, now to throw. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings making the scoreboard look a touch better. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
That one splits the uprights. And the Vikings take 7 points off the deficit. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 34.
They'll send their tight end right. Another carry for Robinson. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Staying with Robinson. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
Calm, cool, collected from this offense. Love to see it. No tunnel vision on what down it was. Just focused on executing the play in front of them.
Brown on the inside give. And this is a nice gain that stopped at the 47. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's Robinson. They got 2 yards there. That leaves them with 3rd down and 5.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Third and short, Daniels escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
The Commanders ready for the punt. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. And he got a little too much leg into that one. That's a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity, no doubt. This ball's coming out to the 20. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing here, Darnold. Completed over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 27. So score this as a win for the Commanders. And they're able to run this winning streak to 3 as they have really caught fire recently. So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Commanders, as with that, we sign off from D.C.